I guess it's time to play some D&D. I think it's time. All right. Hello, friends.
Is it amusing to you?
Hello.
I just wanted to let the record show that I really tried gifting you 5 subs. I tried 3 times, and Twitch said no every time, so I'm sorry. So blame Twitch for getting fucked out of. Why is that picture the picture we're using?
Hold on, Ismira's camera's weird. Hold on.
Why is
we have a player who is not feeling up to being on cams today, so I gotta do things.
Did I give permission to use that photo of me? What is this?
It's my favorite picture.
Dude, I'm also like fucking 100 pounds heavier there, but you know that.
True, it's not an accurate picture anymore,
no,
but
that's why I hate the picture. Like,
but the smile on your face, though.
Yeah,
just,
dude, I'm fucking riding a motorcycle in Australia. Yeah. I'm riding a motorcycle in Australia. Of course, I'm in my fucking.
Yeah. I can genuinely.
You're living your best life.
I can turn it off and just have your icon if you want. I don't wanna. If it's gonna make you genuinely upset or comfortable, I'll turn it off. I assumed that you would find the humor in it, and I figured it'd be okay. Of course. And you had an hour warning when I just posted it in the Level Select Discord, and I was like, "This is urgent. I need this photo. Who has it?" So I gave you a heads up.
I replied. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, you were like, why? And now you know. I feel like the music's real loud, so.
I knew.
Hi, everybody.
Okay.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
So, we normally try and do our campaign on Saturdays, but the next 2 months in particular are just a bit wild with all of our schedules and whatnot, and we realized we're gonna have to play on some days that aren't Saturday if we wanted to play this campaign, you know? So
not have like a 2-month break, so you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Exactly. So we are doing a mini session today. It'll be at max 2.5 hours. I'm aiming for 2, and we'll have another mini session in a few weeks' time, and then we should get back to our longer, full length or like average length sessions. If that makes sense. But yeah. Before we get started today, does anyone have any announcements, any projects you want to hype up or share or promote?
Yes.
It's hot.
It's hot. That is why
It's
Dutch
hot.
is not on camera, because European countries are not meant for heat waves, and it would have been pretty brutal to have lights on and things, so yeah.
Yeah, our houses are built to keep heat in, so it's not really it's during the summer it's kind of a ball ache because you know we don't have AC like the Americans among us. You know, they have this AC
Americans.
There are parts of America that people don't have AC.
True.
Yeah, like the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
The majority of the country does though, right? I feel like it's a norm in the majority of the country.
I'd say definitely about a good strong half the country I feel like probably does.
At least, yeah.
More than that, I wouldn't accurately say, but definitely a lot more than EU.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, promotion. Sunday, Dungeon Select, as always. Hello. The campaign that IDM and Laura plays in, and Bowdy has played in, and Ismira has been a guest on the channel as well. You know, it's great. It's a good time. We play D&D on Sundays.
And isn't it technically our 1-year anniversary of the campaign next Sunday?
Of the second campaign, yeah, technically, because that's August 16th, so the 14th will be the closest D&D we have to that 1 year of the second campaign, so that's cool as well.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
2 p.m. Eastern? 2 p.m. Eastern? 2 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah,
yes.
2 p.m. Eastern, 100%.
We're about to start a new story arc. We have a guest. You know that joke where people are like, "Oh, I'm just gonna shoot a pirate ship and make it a pirate arc or pirate campaign." That's literally what's happening right now. It's like they're doing a pirate arc. So you know, if you wanna tune into that.
We're doing a pirate campaign temporarily in the other one.
Sunday.
Oh yeah! Happy birthday to Henry in the chat. Henry is Stretch. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Thank you for choosing to spend part of your birthday with us. We appreciate it. I know you're a fellow D&D enthusiast and DM/player, so hopefully you have a good time. Anyone else? Any shout-outs or projects or announcements or things you want to hype? Cool. Wonderful. Before we get started, I'm just going to remind everyone watching live or later if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to maybe try and do a well actually in the comments. I am still a new-ish DM. We have a range of experience of players, and at the end of the day, it's our table, and we have some homebrew rules in place, and we're gonna make mistakes because we're human. So if you want to be a rules lawyer, then we're probably gonna ignore you. Just a heads up.
Tell him.
Yeah. And we have homebrew rules in place for health potion, initiative, and crits. So those in particular, if you're like, that's not the way we do it, that's why. And before we started, I want to give a shout out to DM's Guild, specifically Tessa's maps on DM's Guild, because a lot of the maps for the next little while in this campaign were provided by the lovely Tessa Moorcroft, who has a massive bundle of maps up on DM's Guild for like $7 for this campaign, and then even was like, anyone streaming the campaign, have maps for free, because why not?
Oh, shit.
So,
Nice.
shout out to Tessa and DM's Guild. We appreciate you. Also, all the background music you will hear is provided by Tabletop Audio. Wonderful source for, I believe, mostly DMCA safe background music and ambiance. And yeah, and we have, of course, talked about Lines and Veils, and we have safety tools in place for all of our players, and highly recommend you do the same thing as well in any of your home games, because it makes the experience better for everybody. All right, I guess we're just gonna jump right into it. Yeah. Last we left off in session 2, our players had come to the end of spending the day in the city of Jigao during their Festival of Merit, and they had been named one of the potential champions of merit of the festival. They were pitted against another group of 5 rival adventurers for the final test, which was a race through a series of underground caves called the Emerald Grotto to retrieve an amulet. However, when they did this race, they managed to win. They did beat the rival group of adventurers, but they found a secondary piece of jewelry that did not seem to be part of this festival, and upon touching it, experienced a shared vision of sorts after going while being unconscious for a minute, and their vision involved a curly, brown-haired, red-cloaked figure seemingly begging for help in some sort of watery environment. He was held prison by these fleshy, like, chains and tethers. It was very, very odd, and he called himself Elixion and seemed to beg our adventurers for help. And they left off at the tavern for the night, where, you know, celebrating a festival won, victory earned. There are going to be local celebrities for the next year in this city of Jigao. And they had partied hard and gone to bed. And this session today is going to start where you're all asleep. You managed to, in whatever way you configured your rooms, I think I said there was like a room for 3 and a room for 2 beds. I don't 100% remember. No matter what configuration of rooms you will be in, you'll all hear, you will wake to daybreak coming with a knock on the door of your room, and you might hear the knock on the door of your room, then you would hear more quietly but faintly the knock on the room next to you that your fellow party members are staying in. And the voice of Elder Ashrae comes through the door. Elder Ashrae was the orc priest in the blue robes who was part of the Council of Elders of Jigao. You had asked him a few questions and loosely given him some details of this vision you shared, but didn't go into detail, and he said he would think on it for the night, check some of his library books and his personal collection, maybe get back to you in the morning, and it seems like he's following up on that. Yes.
Question.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Before I ask the question, let me see if I have the tools available to do what I want to try and do. Hold.
Already getting into trouble.
No, I'm just. Fuck. Who am I bunking with? To be determined
you
that?
tell me.
Was it the boys? Is that what we decided on?
I think it was.
Oh,
Sure.
we're doing boys and girls.
Does any of
I
the
think we
boys
did.
have
'Cause it was a
piece of
3 and a
paper
2,
something
so-
to write
Mm.
with?
Something to write with.
Yeah, and like a piece of parchment or something.
That is
Probably.
A good question.
Because I don't.
In character or out of character?
Oh,
I don't think I have. I mean, I have my spell book.
Oh, you rip a page
Yeah.
out of
Rip a
that?
page
Yeah.
right out of that.
I have my prayer. I have my field guide.
It's no biggie. It's no biggie if not. But
you can't use
if
that.
you guys had. But
I'm
it's all good.
I'm busy. I found a bucket and I'm just.
Oh, no.
I'm a loud
Just like-
puker.
Look at him from the bed and he'll just be like,
Oh.
Yeah, this is the part about drinking that sucks.
I'll never do it
Yeah.
again.
That's what they all
It's not
say.
great.
Oh, so in between, the voice at the door waits for you to finish your latest bout of nausea because he can hear you through the door, and says, "Excuse me, travelers. I wish to tell you something of grave import. Will you have a morning meal with me?" He pauses and then sheepishly adds, "I have the right rooms, right?"
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
be
it's-
out in a second. Just give us a bit.
I peek my head out of the door.
He goes, "Oh, hello," and waves at you.
Hello.
Yes, well, I'll be downstairs. I'll grab us a table. If you would like to, just take as much time as you need. Just meet me downstairs. And he goes back downstairs.
I will take a few minutes to pick my spells for the day.
Nice.
Go
nice,
ahead,
nice.
yes.
Oh, I'll.
Oh, and then as you're getting ready, before you go downstairs to meet him, Fury, aka Dutch, you
Yo.
will notice you feel a little bit different waking up this morning. You feel just a little bit more agile, a little bit more nimble, almost as if it might be harder for your enemies to hit you than it was when you went to sleep. You also just feel this, much like you can feel like you have that kind of inner awareness of your other abilities that are like arcane or maybe just slightly other than physical in nature. You seem to have this awareness that there's slightly more arcane energy in your body than there was when you went to sleep. And that jewel that you kept from the grotto, that was not the prize that you returned, seems to be glowing. It's like slightly warm in whatever pocket of yours you've kept it on as you're gonna dress, and it feels like a bit warm to the touch and very softly, like you think it might be glowing, you're not sure, but it kind of looks like it is. It's hard to tell.
I'll like grab it like and have it like in the palm of my hand and look at it. Does it have like a chain attached to it?
Yes, and also
Or is
it
it
seems
just-
to have changed the size now. When you picked it up before, it was a bit larger. The chain was fairly long. You also think this looks a bit smaller than last night, and you do you put it on or do you just
Yeah,
hold it?
I'll put it on and tuck it under my shirt.
Yeah, you notice it now seems to fit perfectly, and it hangs at the perfect length to easily tuck into your shirt, and in a way that will not like hinder your movement or bother you.
This thing was a lot bigger last night, no?
Yeah, I think it was. This is a pretty big thing. Yeah.
Interesting.
It shrunk, didn't it? Yeah, that's weird.
Hmm.
That normally doesn't really happen to jewels, you know. Speaking of necklaces, Fury, you do you want to have my Medal of the Horizon back? Because you know I kind of can already do stuff that basically does the same as this medal, you know. So I don't
Okay, that's
really
actually
need it, and
perfect because I have this medal of a bit of muscle, which does something that I can already kind of do by myself. So how about
oh,
we just trade?
sure, yeah,
Tradesies.
that seems like a good idea. Sure.
Beautiful. So I'll hand you my medal of muscle.
All right. So you get the Medal of the Horizon back.
If you need to know what those do, they're in the chat, or I can remind you at some point. I don't think
Yeah,
I don't think I pinned them as a
I'll look
message,
at it,
so
We can scroll back.
yeah.
Don't worry. All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Swapsies.
Cool.
You good to go, Cole, or do you need another couple minutes?
I'm ready as I'll ever be.
Let's see what the other ones that. I mean, I know what you want to talk about, but let's see what he has to say.
All right. Before you head downstairs, heading to our second room, Anna and Neri, anything you need to do before getting dressed and heading downstairs?
I've been awake. I'm sure I would have been awake by dawn.
Yeah.
So I'm just like getting dressed and ready to go downstairs.
Yeah, if that's the case, Neri's a pretty light sleeper, so she probably would have woken up shortly after and
All
done
right,
the same.
So we'll say you guys get down there first then, while the boys were having that chat and taking a bit longer to get ready, especially Cole. So if there's anything you wanted to ask Elder Ashrae before they get there, you're welcome. Otherwise, he'll just make polite small talk with you, like about the festival until they join you.
I think Neri will just get some like rose tea and some breakfast.
I think I will do that too.
Excellent.
Yay.
Excellent.
We'll have breakfast together.
I love it.
The girls are up and eating. The
Yeah.
guys are just taking their time.
Classic. All right, so yeah,
Until
the Cole, Fury, and Orion, you'll see your two companions already down there with Elder Ashrae. Unlike last night, the tavern has much more emptied out. You get the sense a lot of people maybe feeling the way Cole's feeling this morning. There aren't going to be a lot of early risers. It's like the day after a large event, the recovery day. So there's only two other tables that have anyone even present. Another table in the corner has the group of rival adventurers that you competed against in the final task the other day, who give you just a nod of recognition as they chat amongst themselves and go back to their breakfast. And then there's a table that just has a drow and an orc who look like the kind of like festival goers who maybe haven't left yet. They probably were there just all night, and they're looking
Man.
they're looking a bit rough, but like they're trying to pretend they're not, and that it's like we're totally here having a breakfast intentionally and not because we just never went home kind of vibe.
I'll like once we're down there, I'll just like look at the table, be like, head of the dog, anyone?
Those two in the corner just hold up a flagon to you, and then like
That's
down
right.
it.
Oh yeah, I came down and I literally collapsed onto the table and I'm just head down.
Yep. As you do, Ashrae just pushes some of his like just plain toast over to you, like, and some water. He's like, you look like you might need this. You're not a party person, as they say.
That sounds horrible.
Last night with Cole was Cole's first night out.
He had
Oh,
a bit of
boy.
a rough night.
It was fun.
It's great.
Oh, well,
Good times.
yeah, you eat as much fried foods as you did, combined with inexperience with alcohol. You were
I would
asking
kill
for
for
trouble.
this.
Oh.
I would do a lot for one of those sampler platters, by the way. No.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Oh.
He's like, oh, well, that's not part of their regular breakfast fare. The lady from the stall who was doing that has also had to call it a night at some point. And it got to the point where she ran out of things to frying, and people were just frying random objects. I think
It's the best part of the night.
when they got to the deep fried shoe, I believe the innkeep was like, it's time to pack up,
Maybe not
you know?
that.
Did anyone eat it?
Oh, someone tried. They said it was just like eating fried jerky, but I don't believe them.
Mm.
Right, normal breakfast it is. I'm never in the mood for fried shoes.
Can we just get a lot of bread for Cole, please? He needs a lot of carbs at the moment.
Basically,
grease as well,
the
you know,
innkeep
to
will
really-
come over, and of course, recognizing you as the champions, brings you just various like breakfast platter that has like eggs, bacon, some sausage. There is both regular bread, and she heard your conversation, so she put a few slices of fried bread. That's the closest thing you're gonna get to fried food. And there's also like some beans and like grilled tomatoes and a few things. Like think very like UK, like British breakfast with also
Yeah.
some sides of like Americanized breakfast. So also like
Mushrooms.
some pancakes
Oh,
and
hell
stuff
yeah.
like that.
Just
But yeah.
pan-fried mushrooms. Oh my god.
Mm.
Yep.
With some gravy.
Yep. She's like,
Oh,
this should be a
that's
little bit
lovely.
of everything.
Oh, I'm going to town. I'm sitting down and I'm just
Head down, I'm just eating.
shoveling food in my mouth.
And then just brings like a pitcher of just like coffee and then a teapot. So you have a choice of tea or coffee.
Can I have a nil, please?
Neri's just giving everyone her mushroom. She's not into it, but
I'll gladly take your mushrooms, thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Not quite as good as the mushrooms that you've had growing up, but a close second. They're pretty good for what they are. For a while you eat breakfast, Ashrae just makes some festival small talk. Like he asks what your favorite event was, asks if there's anything you could think of maybe adding for next year, draw in since it was a lot of your first time, and like what might maybe draw fellow adventurers kind of thing. Is there anything you would like to add into that small talk?
I have a
before
question
he-
about that, to be honest.
Mhm.
That big shark with the spear inside it? Was it like planned, or was that just kind of?
Oh, it was planned. That is the final test. Yes, I believe it might have been a bit vicious this year. I mean, from what I heard
yes.
from the others over there, and points at the table of other adventurers who were there with you.
Oh yes,
This
I almost
this
died.
year,
mean-
so it's been the same shark every year.
It's been a shark. I don't know if it's the same. It might have been. I wonder if this was the same one 2 years in a row. That would explain why it was a bit more upset, and maybe why because see, we have one of our council members who has some nature magic and is usually pretty good with animals. Usually just works some of his magic and befriends the creature, and just long enough to get the amulet in place, you see, and then gets out before the creature has time to realize, oh, maybe I'm higher up on the food chain than you. But I guess there's some complications this time, and things got a bit hostile.
Where
Where
is the
spear stuck
amulet
inside it.
supposed to go? Because it was around the shark's torso, and if that's
Oh, that's where it
the
was supposed to
amulet-
go. Yes.
How else are
Eh.
people supposed to get the amulet off other than just killing an innocent shark?
And
What?
also, there was a spear in its side. Was that intended?
The spear was an accident. Again, that was the magic wore off a bit early. Shark, upset, understandably, took a nip at our druid friend, and I guess that was his method of defense and swam away. And technically, no one said you had to kill the shark. You could get the amulet and leave. You could.
The
What
shark
else
was
are people
pretty
going to
upset.
do, really.
Well, you all look pretty okay. I do apologize. A bit harder this year, but
Camera
Can't really say the
pan
same for
Cole.
shark. Though. Cages for next year.
right. Well, I'll make a note. And he takes out a small little notebook, like one of those almost like palm size, like equivalent of like a moleskin notebook, but like more rustic D&D, and just writes, "Less angry shark." Got it.
There's not really a shark left, so
This is true.
This is true.
But maybe we can just
Overall, it was good.
check first.
Had fun. It was exciting. I'm just, got my ass kicked a little bit, but all Zelda
Just a
ends well,
little
I
bit.
suppose.
Yes, of course. It seems like we picked high quality adventurers this year, shall we say? Not only yourselves, but your friends over there said they helped you out of a bit of a tough spot. That was rather nice of them.
Yeah, the whole I nearly died part wasn't me exaggerating. I nearly died
Multiple times.
Oh dear.
twice. Yes.
Oh, I guess it's a good thing we don't have any way to spectate the events, because that might have upset some of our younger audience and festival goers. Oh dear.
It would upset me too. Don't worry.
I
You didn't
apologize.
die, I would say.
And then you see his face, it takes a bit more of a grave expression, both because of what you're saying and feeling a bit guilty. But then he also says, on that note, you experienced some other things down there that I believe were not quite intended from the bits
We
I
did.
remember. Would you-
Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Can you, I know last night it was a bit, evening time for celebrations and whatnot, but now that things are a bit calmer, could you tell me a little bit more about what went on down there? I feel like I can be of the most help to you if I have a concrete idea of what happened.
So there was this shark, right? And we kind of killed it, and it started thrashing around and knocked into a pillar, and then the pillar knocked over a wall, and then there was a weird area with trees, and then there was this metal, and yeah, the metal was glowing, and then we touched the metal, and then we got this.
Not this medal, and holds up the amulet that you gave back as part of the thing. Not this.
No, not
I'll
that one.
unbutton
No.
my top, button on my shirt, and I'll just reveal the necklace around my
Right.
neck.
He reaches out like he's gonna touch it, but then stops because don't touch people without their consent. He goes, may I examine this quickly? You can leave it on. I just want to take a look.
Yeah, sure. Go for
And
it.
just kind of picks it up and is looking at. He's not right up in your face, really close, but leans in a bit. And he pulls out some glasses, some spectacles from his pocket, the kind that you don't wear. They look like glasses without
A little monocle?
Yeah, but it's two. It's not a monocle. It's two. But it'd be holding up a pair of glasses without the things that hook over your ears. And he just holds them up to
Fancy.
examine the amulet. And he looks more and more surprised, enthralled, wary and excited. Like there's a lot of emotions kind of going back and forth across his face as he examines this amulet. He goes, I have a hunch, but that seems very unlikely. Can you tell me, you asked me about a man as well. Was this a man you saw down there?
Yes. What was his name again? I had a lot of alcohol last night, so the name escapes me. But he was
Alexian?
right, something along those lines. Yes.
Alexian, I believe.
Alexian, right. Dude, my notebook is. I forgot my notebook, so I'm
That's
really
fine.
just kind
That's
of
fine.
trying to base it on my memory. Like brown hair, right? And human-ish, elf.
He
Human.
said
Human. He was human, I'm
He
pretty
said
sure.
something about the Moonweaver.
Yeah, it wasn't really in a good shape.
So-
he seemed like you needed help.
He was trapped by something.
Yeah, these like
Trapped.
fleshy tendrils, right?
Ew, that
Mhm.
sounds
Yes.
rather unpleasant. Maybe you should hold off on the flesh talk until your friend here is feeling a bit better.
He's not gonna feel good for a couple of days at least, so you know, might as well get him
I
ready.
put my hand on Cole, just like gently
Like the
rub his
the
back.
soothing back rubs, like
just like a soothing back rub.
All right, so Ashrae then lets go of the amulet Fury is wearing, puts the extra one that was the festival amulet back in his pocket, and he goes, this all sounds very foreboding, ominous. See, I was looking through my books last night trying to find mention of this name, maybe any reference to an individual like this, or anything about the grotto. Maybe it had a history I had overlooked, and I didn't really find anything. I to be honest, fell asleep at my desk, but then I had a similar vision of my own while I was sleeping. You see, a golden amulet, much like the one around your neck, rose to the surface of a pool of blood. And countless hands lunging upward out of the blood, reaching, trying to grasp it. And eventually all the hands fell back into the pool and only one left. And the hand that claimed the amulet, as rose out of the blood, was this handsome man with curly brown hair and a very somber expression.
That's the guy. That's him.
Sounds
right?
like Alexian.
Yeah, he turned to me and said, "They must find me, the ones from the grotto." So this is very odd.
Must be the other group. Can't be ours.
Well, I
He said
mean,
something.
there was another group down there. So,
True.
Enna,
True.
only you notice as he says that because Orion did a this, and Elder Ashrae, he's not loud, but he's not like trying to necessarily hush his voice. You do clock Ao and Galceriad
Of course.
briefly looking over, interested at that, like catching wind that they're being talked about, and then go back
Oh,
to
no.
eating their breakfast.
Who's
Who's
what did he say again? Sorry.
Ao is the water ganassi lady,
Yes.
and Galceriad was the drow, the drow man, with like the gray silver hair.
Oh, my boy.
Yeah.
So if Orion's sitting next to me, I kind of like nudge and be like, "Hey, they're listening in.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Let's watch our volume."
Yeah,
Yeah,
might
let's
have
watch
noticed
our
it's
volume.
not one of my strong suits.
I continuously just soothing
What
Cole's
did he
back. It's
say?
okay,
You
Cole.
could
Just
swear you heard Cole purring.
He said something along the lines of that we have to find him at the place where he first prayed to. Who was it again, Yuri?
Well, there was the Moonweaver.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it? I have notes somewhere. It's the Moonweaver.
If you want, you can make a
and
history check, and I can
He
just
said the name.
decide for you.
He said something about the Changebringer, didn't he?
As you say these names, and then again he looks at your amulet and he goes, "Given its appearance now in many of our dreams, and let me guess, has this resized itself overnight?" That
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was a
it-
lot
I
bigger.
wasn't. I wasn't able to wear it because it was very big, and then I just put it in my pockets, and then this morning it was, my size.
He goes, well, if what you tell me is true, and this just seems, and all this talk of these deities and their presence, and I do know there is a heavy presence of the Moonweaver in the grotto, personally. I believe what you have found, in some circles, in more academic circles, is referred to as a vestige of divergence. They're relics from the time of the calamity. Specifically, I think yours, I remember reading of one called the Jewel of Three Prayers, but it's very odd. There's no jewel on this thing. It just seems like solid gold. He's again like looking at your amulet.
Wait. So it's you're saying it's missing something? Like there's supposed to be a jewel?
Well, there is
mean,
talk
kind of
that these
implies that.
artifacts evolved or changed with the wearer, so maybe its final form has not yet revealed itself to you, and maybe then it will be more fitting of the name, but I can't think of what else this might be and
So
how
what
long
would
it's laid
one
dormant there. 'Cause you said it
need
was in a
to
hidden
do?
cave, right? Like that it wasn't...
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we couldn't get in before
this
we
big
killed
shark
the shark, and
knocked the wall in and allowed us entry. So what would, just out of curiosity, right? Because I already feel pretty good, wearing this thing. So if there's any way for me to potentially feel even better, how would I go about?
well, records from the calamity are pretty sparse, especially, in our small town. We're mostly a coastal trading town. What we have picked up is from people that pass through. If you want more information about the jewel, and actually maybe even about this Elixian figure you mentioned, it might be worth taking... It's a ways away, but it might be worth taking a trip to the city of Bazzoxan. Bazzoxan is a bit of a grim town under the control of the Aurora Watch. That is hard to say. My bad.
Awowa.
Awowa. I
A
mean,
Awowa.
it's not exactly a tourist destination. It's not particularly a pleasant place to visit, but there's no place in Xhorhas where the memory of the calamity lingers more strongly than Bazzoxan. In fact, I do believe there are various academic organizations that do lots of research there and are there right now, as a matter of fact. And as he says that, Orion, make a history check for me.
I was about to ask, like, do I know anything about that place?
Yes.
History, you said?
Yes.
16.
Okay.
Shit.
You've never been to that city, because again, it's pretty, it's pretty dangerous. Because why it's dangerous is it has lots and lots of heavy ties to the betrayer gods. It was their seat of power during the calamity, and there are still like demonic incursions and remnants of that bad juju, and that's why the Aurora Watch is stationed there and protect it. Think of it as like the Wall in Game of Thrones, and it's like kind of last stand before these beings. But the other reason it catches your mind, he mentions academic organizations that are there. Back in your day, in your time spent with the Virtue, you know that there was one such organization that your former mentor Vezrin had been trying to infiltrate for a while. You'd heard talk of a group called the Allegiance of Allsight that he was particularly interested in trying to infiltrate or like get one of their members on their side, look into their records, their digs, because they're like an archaeological group. They do lots of look into artifacts of history and stuff. And you never really figured out why he was interested. You just know that you would hear him mention that group a lot. So, that's at least one of these organizations that likely is present at Bazzoxan right now. Because he also mentioned maybe going there for this reason.
Right.
Backstory, I hear?
It's the lore.
The lore.
This is scary.
Is
So
Orion
yeah, I
backstory?
actually that's a pretty scary place with a lot of demon incursions and stuff, and yeah,
Have you been there?
it's I haven't been there. I don't think
You've
I
not
have
been there, but you do know how to get there. So also, ironically, and not at all like some greater hand had to play here, it's like you could continue to be their guide and help bring them to Bazzoxan because you know where it is. It's wild.
Yeah, I have
Who'da
not been there, but I know how to get there. There's apparently some organization that I've heard of that's over there.
Listen, you don't have to
But,
convince
yeah.
me, all right? We're kind of friends now. You're no longer just my guide, okay? I dig you. It's okay. I have one
cool.
question though.
Right. Right.
I
Right.
have one
Yeah.
question
So yeah, let's.
about this. Will I find any big sharks there?
It is actually, in fact, a desert place surrounded by mountains. So no.
You've convinced me. I mean, I just gotta
Ooh.
convince the rest of these guys, but I mean, I'm down. I'm good to go.
Yeah, no sharks.
Right.
Unless there's maybe land sharks. I don't know if they.
Land sharks. I've never heard of
Yeah.
those before.
What?
As you
Yeah,
are saying
so-
this, Anna, you also notice as soon as Elder Ashrae mentioned Bazozan, you look over, that other group of adventurers, like Ao and her crew, they are gone. They all of a sudden seem to have noped out real quick. And you're like, damn, I didn't even hear them leave. Like, you're kind of impressed because it's a group of 5 people, including a 12-foot tall ogre lady. So you're like, that was impressive.
So I have no idea at what point in the conversation that they left.
The last time you saw them was when you were talking about when they saved Fury's life, Orion, and then you looked over again when he mentioned Bazozan, and you all you know is that's for sure they're gone at that point.
Okay. Have I ever heard of Bazazan before?
You can make a history check with disadvantage.
Sure. Let's see, 17.
Oh, damn.
This is tricky. Hold up, let me pull up something real quick.
Sure.
I'll allow it.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I suppose you can look.
Oh, I have to.
into
Let me
Yeah.
roll again. Let me take the low. Okay,
No,
3.
no.
I guess I don't
Oh,
know
you didn't
anything.
do disadvantage. Oh, you didn't. Okay,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
yeah.
You told me
no.
disadvantage. I'm sorry. So yeah,
Like
3.
coming from the Feywild, it's not like you ever had a huge interest in the material plane and in Exandria and in what was going on. There were a few very key places or names that would occasionally come out because they were just so pivotal. Like, you know what the Calamity is, you know what these like big world events are, and you've heard of the odd adventurer that made a very large name for themselves, but like specific places, pretty rough. You basically had a knowledge of the continents, and that's it. It's part of why you stuck with Orion once you found someone that you felt was not super intimidating and potentially trustworthy to help be your guide. Exandria is not your wheelhouse.
Me intimidating? What?
No,
That's
it's the point.
Orion
You're
on the
not
head.
intimidating, so she likes
You're not
you.
intimidating. You're a lot
Yeah,
smaller than me.
Pat.
A little pat. A little pat.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
I'm feeding Fred, by the way. While
Yeah.
we're-
Nice.
Gotta feed
Um,
Is
Fred.
he on the table? Is he on the table?
Yeah, he's playing around.
I'll like
So-
Cute.
play with
Except
him
he's
whenever
our
he comes near me.
Theater
Just,
of the mind for that.
I'll look at the rest of the group. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but seeing weird things, having this powerful necklace, I'm inclined to go check it out. I don't know.
Oh, me
how
too.
how you guys feel about it?
the
Yeah,
Moonweaver all but
this
told
seems
me to
interesting.
go, so
And it seems like you guys at least need a guide, because I know how to get there, and yeah. I'm
Wherever
down.
he goes, I go.
You guys are my only
Orion,
friends.
we'd
I'm
love
going
to
where
have you
go.
around even if you weren't going to guide us. Let's be real.
True.
Come
All
again?
right.
Cole, would you like to come with?
Yeah, y'all are my only friends. I'm not gonna let you go without me.
Oh,
Oh.
All right,
Anna's
well,
heart breaks a little hearing that.
in that
Um,
case, switch to our map overlay for anyone watching. Oh, I gotta move cameras around again because the whole Ismira
I think
thing.
I think my
being-
caption link is broken, by the way.
Check just
I have it
clicking
up.
into the tab, and sometimes
Yeah,
that reactivates it. If not, I'll reset you one.
Yeah, I'll need a new one.
Okay.
'cause-
No worries, I can. do that.
There's a map.
I will kick
Big
your
old
old
tavern.
one. I will copy ignore for a minute while cams go weird. Because
Those
we
cans
care
are so
about
weird.
we care about accessibility, so captions are a friend even when they're not perfect. All right. If you check out, so right now you're seeing the map. This is kind of like the overlay of the tavern you were sitting in, the Unbroken Tusk, I believe it was called. But now, if you want to turn your eyes to this map, so if you can see, this is a greater, obviously far zoomed out map of the area where you are. Every like big square on this map covers about 200 miles, I believe. So this is like most of the continent of or the country of Xhorhas, or the territory of Xhorhas. Not really a country, but you know what I mean. And where the J is on the map is Jigao. That's where you are right now. And then where the B is, that is Bazozan, where you're planning to go. And again,
that's far, dude.
yeah, so Orion, you know this. I'm showing the others just for visualization, but Orion, this is like the map you would know in your head basically to guide them.
Yeah.
And you see there's like a faint like south leading path down from Jagao through that like desert area, and then it meets up with another path right above that red area that's going east.
Yeah.
So that path down is called the Emerald Loop, and that's the road you'll take south, and then where it hits the junction, you'll head east on the Hallowed Path, and those are the two main roads that will take you to Bazzoxan.
What's at A?
Oh, the A is Asarius, which I put because that's where
Right,
you
okay.
are very familiar with. So it'll give you an idea of how
Yeah.
much of this space you've traveled and how far you go around for your gigs.
Yeah.
Any idea how long we're gonna be, on the road?
Usher goes, well, that all depends on your pace. If you're in a rush, if you'd like to see what limited sights we have here in Xhorhas. And now Orion, you'll know, you don't need to make a check for this. If you want to go at a normal pace, like not pushing yourselves, but not, being leisurely about it, it'll be about a 12-day journey. If you want to, if you want to rush, it'll be like a 9-day journey. And if you want to take it slow and maybe have some time to see some sights or time to get to know your party members more, if you just want to be more relaxed about it and not overexert yourself, it's 15 days. So 9, 12, or 15 days are your choices of speed.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's between 9 and 15 days generally, depending on the speed that we go by. But this whole thing seems pretty important, right? And I turn to the
Yeah,
the
I
elder
don't really
guy.
feel
Like,
comfortable letting a man in trouble wait any longer than is
Yeah,
necessary.
same. But I'm sure there's an option for you to lend us some horses and a carriage or something, right?
Well, I mean, if you needed a sailing vessel, you'd be more likely to find it here than horses, if I'm being completely honest. We did have some moorbounders for sale, but I believe the last of those were purchased this morning from those who were just here for the festival and then heading out. You might have to take this one on foot. I'm terribly sorry.
All right. So let's assume we'll take the middle 12 days, right?
And with that,
We need
The
spice,
fast
you know,
pace
food
is
and
still
stuff.
on foot, out of character. Like that's just like, but that's like you're really hiking it, and you're probably pushing yourself towards your physical limits, and you'd be resting, and you'd be pushing it maybe like you'd make camp a little bit later, and you'd be power walking it. Like it's not like you need a vehicle or mounts or anything. The fast pace, it's just you're really making an effort and you're very focused on your task. Normal is you would probably make camp a little bit earlier when there's still, ample light to see rather than pushing it till it's like getting dark kind of thing. And you'd be walking, maybe conserving a little bit of energy. And then leisurely is just, a jaunt across Xhorhas.
Well, I definitely
And
need
what if
some
we sailed?
supplies,
Could we sail?
rations and stuff like that. So
It's a bit hard to get to
in case.
Bazzoxan via water because, and Orion, you'll know this. See where the B is on the map. There's those mountains to the north of it, and what blocks access to those mountains and the area inside is this very large temple called the Betrayer's Rise, which is heavy energy left over from the Betrayer gods. Very risky. No one really comes to Bazzoxan from the north. Not very safe.
I'd prefer to stay out of the water, please.
Same. It's too many sharks.
Yeah, that's where the sharks are.
Yeah,
I've encountered too many sharks while here. I'm done for now.
It's probably safer to go by foot then, I guess. Yeah, like we can do that. We're great.
All right.
We can do this.
Should we get some supplies then?
Think so.
Yeah. I mean,
should plan for the
since
worst.
You can't really provide us with horses or something. You might be able to get us some supplies, right?
Oh, of course, absolutely. Especially as champions, I'm sure many of our vendors would be happy to just give you what you need. Especially because a journey through the wastes of Xhorhas, while often exciting and has its own kind of beauty, can be a bit perilous. The Aurora Watch does patrol those roads. You will probably run into some of them, but there is only so many of them, and it's a few. It's 200 miles of waste, so they can't be everywhere all at once.
Is this the guy who was running the potion puzzle?
No, that's the other elder. That was the little goblin elder. This is an orc man.
All
Find
right.
him.
Supplies, and then on the road we go, I suppose.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you very
Sounds good.
much, Elder. You've been very insightful. And,
Oh, you're welcome. I mean, the least I can do, considering we kind of nearly killed you.
did
Again, I'm
almost
very
die,
sorry
so
about that. I do
Mhm.
apologize.
It's pretty rough.
very
I don't
traumatic,
forget all those
and,
sharks. Mm-mm.
I see sharks in my dreams now. It's pretty, like, it hit me pretty deep. I'm very just messed up because of it.
He
and,
goes, you know what? Here, and he writes on that little notebook. He just writes a note, in Orcish, and then he signs it, his signature, and hands it to you. And to any, I should know. I have it on my cheat sheet. Let me see if anyone reads Orcish real quick.
I
I
don't.
sure don't.
Oh, I didn't
Don't.
write your languages on my cheat sheet. I should do that. Does anyone read Orcish? For next session, I will have your languages written down. My bad. All right. Well,
Don't believe I do.
anyways, what he tells you is, he goes, this is just basically a like an IOU. I'll cover your debt. If you show this to anyone you want to buy supplies for, they should just give them to you. Within reason. If you're trying to buy something, very exquisite,
is
they might.
making the trauma a little less bad. I really
Yeah, that
appreciate
helps.
it. Thank you very much. It's very helpful.
You're very
Is-
welcome. Good luck on
is
your,
your-
your
Apply to all of
travels.
us.
I hope you find some answers, because this seems... This feels very much like the start of just something, you know? Like word of whatever's going on is going to come back to us at some point, and we'll be happy to say we were here at the start of it, I guess, in tiny old Jigao.
Yeah, I mean, Jigao, come for a festival, leave on an adventure, you know?
Yeah. Watch out for sharks.
What's up
Is the other elder, is he around still?
Yes, he lives where you did the riddles. He lives pretty close. He lives actually the house about 2 doors down from the stall.
Okay.
It should be
Okay.
easy to find.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. Well, yeah. Basically, let me know what you're looking for before you head out, and I'll tell you. Tell you
Shopping
where to find it, or
list.
if you can find it in this city.
I'm gonna ask the guy if he has any more of the potions that won that contest, because it made me feel so much better.
Aw.
I'm
If you-
not funny, and I just want to feel better.
Yeah, if you go there, he'll give you his homemade D&D Pepto potion. Reminder though,
Oh.
it does make you glow faintly. So if you ever
That's fine.
just a reminder, if you ever take it and you're trying to be stealthy,
Nice.
maybe a bad plan.
I would
He
like.
takes it right there and then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even wait. I'm holding the money out and drinking it.
Yeah. You don't need
Oh,
money.
whatever.
You can show him
Oh,
the
yeah,
little
cool.
thing. He'll just give it
Hell
to
yeah,
you.
we got the fucking.
I'm holding the
IOU,
IOU in
dude.
front of his
Chilling.
face. And
You
drinking
got the golden take it.
I would like 10 portions of rations, which I'm presuming I'll
Of
find at like a
course.
general store of
Yeah.
some
There'll be like a
description.
general travel store, which is actually close to the southern exit to the city. Like anyone who would be embarking on the Emerald Loop, the path to travel south, there's like a one-stop shop before you travel. Very like a
Sells
hiker's
potions.
general store kind of thing. So it has like sturdy walking boots, it has some of those like walking poles, it has rations, it has water skins, it has rope, it has pitons, it has stuff like that.
Ooh. Do they have shit that, like parchment and like chalk or inkwell and quill, anything that I can use?
They'll
to,
have
like,
inkwell and
write
quill
something
and
down?
paper for sure. They won't have
Hell yeah.
chalk. That's a
Yeah,
bit more
it
of a
doesn't matter.
niche.
Just anything that I can write with.
Yep.
So it's fine.
Just
So,
like
it's
standard
say-
paper, ink, and quill. You can get like
yeah,
a
like
sheet of
5 sheets
paper and like a
of
pot of ink.
parchments,
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, I would like that
beautiful.
too, actually.
Beautiful.
Go ahead and just add them to your inventory because you have the American Express gold card courtesy of
Hell
Usher.
yeah.
We've got an expense account.
Yeah, basically.
We're
Yeah.
spending daddy's money.
Would I be able to get like what are they called? Adventurers pack or Dungeoneers?
Yeah,
pack?
they have some of those pre-made packs ready to go.
Yes. I forget
Any,
which one.
Super dope magical weapons.
It's much more of like a general like
I know.
survival store than like
You
a
thought you'd
combat
try.
store, you know? But I appreciate the the
Healing
What's worth
potion?
it?
the
Any
addendum.
+3 Warhammer?
You would
Or
have to go to a
potions?
different store if you want to look for healing potions. Like you'd have to look for a more arcane place.
But is that a thing in
Definitely
in
do that,
Jgao?
though.
You could find it's not so much an arcane shop, but there is a like one of those like odds and ends, like curiosities kind of shops. And it's more based on what people come here with that they are willing to part with and leave with. And there are, I'll say, they don't have a big stock because it's not super common. And when they do get them in, if there are adventurers around, people like snag them pretty quickly. But I'll say you could find 2 healing potions that they won't give you for free with his thing, but they'll give you
get the
50.
daddy
They'll give you
discount?
50% off. So normally they're 50 gold, so you could get 2 potions for 50 instead of 2 potions for 100, and you can split that up amongst your group or one person, however you want to.
I got healing spells. I don't need them.
I would like one. Does anyone else want the other?
I mean, I don't mind one. I'm usually right next to you, so
That is true. That is true. Yeah, so we'll just go halfsies, 25 gold each. Can you?
Sure.
Are you good for that? Alright.
yeah, that's fine.
No, like in case of emergency, I can always just like pass mine along to somebody else. I just figured it's good
Yeah.
to have one
What-
since I'm
what
always just
healing
kind of
potion is
right
that?
there, you know.
It's just a basic healing potion. The
Healing
2d4
potion,
plus the
2d4
2d4
plus
plus 2
2.
kind.
Standard or
Yeah.
common.
Feeling.
And they only had 2 of those, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
I have built-in potion of healing.
Nice.
Oh, yes, we do have a
that'll
cleric.
do
I
me.
can do some healing too.
Yeah,
so.
druids can
Nice,
heal.
Yes,
nice.
yeah.
I could.
We have the
but
magic
I
hands.
took,
I just
I
like
took the
magic
hurdy
fingers.
spells, so. Neri's in her angry phase, so she took damage spells.
She's all about that combat. All right.
Dude, I forgot that I have a feat
May
one.
I was hoping
Yes.
to get like 10 rations if I may.
Oh yeah, and however many you want within reason, like you're like 100. Like okay, try walking with those. I'm sorry,
100?
but
That's
yeah,
a lot.
I'd say anywhere up to 15, they'll freely give you. So pick any number from 1 to 15.
I was just
that
gonna
you-
go for 10.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm gonna take 15 if they're gonna give me 15.
yeah, go for it.
Damn.
All right. Is there anything else on anyone's errand or shopping list?
I think I'm good.
Let's think.
I
What
can-
is the? It's like a hook put on the end of a rope.
A grappling hook?
Grappling?
That's the word.
Hey.
I'm like doing that. It's just like looks like a hook, and you throw it. I can't remember what's the word.
I don't even have rope.
I have rope.
Same.
I have a blanket.
There is not a grappling hook, but if you have rope, there is one pretty chonky like fish hook, but for catching like the big deep sea fish. Maybe you can
Mhm.
find at like one of the more coast oriented stores that you could attach
Okay.
to your rope and maybe make some sort of homemade grappling hook. That it
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
it wouldn't have like the 3 prongs that some do, but
It'd
it would
just be the
It'd
one.
be the one really. And but I say big ass fish hook. Like think this is the people that want to catch like. They're trying to catch like a full grown like a shark or one of those like the tunas that are like this big. Like it's chonky. It's enough that it could
Fucking
be
chonky.
it could probably
some
hold
MacGyver
someone's
shit,
weight
dude.
if you grapple. You could MacGyver a grappling hook with it.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
It's badass.
Would I be able to get just some hide armor?
That one they wouldn't have any in stock. There's someone who could make you some at like a blacksmith's, and there's also like a tanner and a like leather worker, but it would take you'd have to wait around for them to make it. They'd probably take either if you weren't gonna pay for it, it would make you wait like 3 days. If you want a rush order to get it in a day, they'll make you pay for it, but you'd have to wait around in Jigao a day.
Do you not have any armor?
I do. I just
Want more?
could get better armor. but if we don't want to wait a day, that's totally fine too. Because it would really only bump up my AC by 1. But if I want to go with something that's not gonna like be a detriment,
I
so-
will out of character. I can guarantee you would find that in Bazzoxan because it's a much more military oriented city, and
Okay.
it'd be ready like here because there's not really a big need. It's like there's people
Right,
who can do it,
right.
but it's commission only.
For sure. Okay. Yeah, let's do that then.
Some shopping later. Got matching outfits. Cute.
All right. So, what pace did you decide? Do you want to do slow, normal, or fast pace in your travels?
I think we were gonna do fast, right?
I was leaning more towards just like average.
I was thinking normal.
I was thinking normal.
Well then.
Normal,
Down for anything.
not to push you or
Mary's
railroad
like,
you.
we
in-
gotta go fast.
Yeah, not to
Gotta go
railroad
fast.
you in any way, but normal might be real good for the 2 shorter sessions we need to have because it gives me more time
Oh,
for this
true.
and less
I like to
time.
imagine Neri is like, I want to go fast.
Let's
and
go,
then
let's go.
at the end of the first day, she's like, fuck this.
She gets too tired.
Yeah, that's so we agree to go fast for one day.
yeah.
I want to go
And then
fast,
it's just,
but I'm
never
also
mind.
small, so it kind of evens out.
Yep. Okay.
How much do you weigh, Ryan?
Cool.
I'm wearing
Sorry?
chainmail in the desert, so
Yeah,
Same.
fast would be rough because you'd be so tired. Like booking it. Alrighty.
Did you ask how much he weighs? Is that what you asked?
Yeah.
Rude.
Yeah, I was just asking how much he weighs, so if I
chainmail
can
weighs
carry him.
55 pounds.
No, she's talking
40
about
pounds.
Orion.
I'm carrying 116 pounds, and I weigh probably around like 200.
Oof.
I'm 40.
So,
You're 40 pounds, I can carry you on my back, I'm sure.
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
because I'm
Oh.
young and naive, but I'm a tall, muscly dude.
I also have a question.
Big time
For you
himbo
guys
energies.
before we
Mhm.
start on travel, because these are only 2 at max 2.5-hour sessions. Would you still like a break at the halfway point, or do you want to just go for the 2 hours and then?
I don't mind either or.
I'm good if we just
I'm
go.
I'm fine
Okay,
with just
say
going.
for now we'll
Yeah.
plan to just go. But if anyone needs a break anytime, obviously just go ahead and say so, and we can have one anyway. But we won't intentionally do one halfway because it's only going to be a 2-hour session. All right,
Yup.
cool. Then it looks like we on the road, friends.
On the road
the
again.
road
again.
Yes.
Insert donkey voice from Shrek. All right. So the first day, if it takes 12 days, gotta do some quick. We're gonna do okay. So the first day,
Math.
the first day is just like setting out there. So you're heading south on that pathway, and it's gonna be a pretty uneventful because you're still relatively close to Jigao, so there isn't a lot of like wild animals. The Aurora Watch doesn't need to patrol so close because there's like a city there and there's just city guards there. So the first day is up to you if there's any conversations you'd like to have or anything you want to be looking out for while you travel. I leave your first day in your hands.
Eerie.
Me, yes.
This you worship one of the gods that our captured friend mentioned, right?
The Moonweaver.
What are they about?
Well,
You know?
there's a little bit of mischief. There's some lovers' trysts, if you will. She's very well, to me, she's always been very kind, very supportive. I don't know. My mom would be able to tell you more, but she's of course not with us. But yeah, she's just always been a part of my life. She's a little bit chaotic, but she's there for her people.
Quick
my
pause
experience.
before Fury replies because your
Yeah.
captions thing seem to still not work. I'm going to send you one more link, Ismira,
Oh,
to try and get you
gosh.
joined because you're doing good character backstory. We want anyone who needs the captions to hear you. All right. There you go. I resent.
Why does it hate me?
I don't know. It's being.
That was
a
me
boot.
last week. It hated me last week.
It's just
There
taking
we go.
turns.
I see that you
Yeah.
have rejoined, so we should be
Okay.
good to go. All right, continue. Sorry to interrupt.
What about this other Changebringer? Like, is that closely related to the Moonweaver, or is that something completely separate?
I've never heard of the Changebringer being brought up with the Moonweaver before. Would I know anything about the Changebringer at all? I don't.
Roll a religion check for me.
Yes. Let me find. Advantage. That's my favorite. It's like I'm a religious character or something.
How do you know?
18.
18. Actually,
shit.
also, Cole, make a religion check
yeah.
for me with advantage.
That's right.
See, I'm also religious, but I also am very dumb, so my religion is still a
Well,
pussy.
I honestly
Oh,
would
no.
make you roll too, but you're the one asking, so I'm assuming you're asking because character
like
development.
I like to imagine that
Yeah.
because of this these stats, I'm just like, I know the Stormlord. But
Yeah.
that's where my religious
All right,
knowledge.
Cole. So
ends,
you
know what I
got
mean?
what again, Neri? You got 18, you said,
Mm-hmm.
and Cole
21.
21. Okay,
Ooh,
Neri, you know, you don't necessarily know if there's a specific concrete link. You only know that the Moonweaver has worked with other deities during like for example during the calamity, and she's not, you know, one of those, some gods are very aloof and very lone wolf kind of vibes. She's not necessarily like that, but you don't know if she specifically has ties to Evandra. Cole, from coming from Vasselheim, you know that Evandra's holy symbol is worn by many of the guards in Vasselheim, and she is one of the very common deities in that city. And she is a deity specifically, she's known as she who makes the path. So like freedom, trade, travel, adventure, which is why a lot of people wear that symbol because of the adventuring nature of, and also just the deep religious history in Vasselheim.
All of that.
Is it the Moonweaver or the Wild Mother that gifts followers to other gods? I can't remember. I feel like it's the Moonweaver, but I
let me check.
could be
That's a
mixing
Wild
them up.
Mother thing.
It doesn't sound Wild Mother. I have my Moonweaver
Yes.
page
Yeah,
open
no, it
right
doesn't.
now. Moonweaver, Moonlight, Illusions, Misdirection. Oh, she's widely associated with the Moon Katha, obviously.
What?
I don't think
Wild.
so. But I can't
okay.
find it.
I feel like there was one, but
Maybe.
Either way.
Worship.
Not
Worship
Cord.
is.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, you also know that worship of her, of the Moonweaver, allowed in Xhorhas, not allowed west of Xhorhas, not allowed in the Dwendalian Empire. It's a big no-no.
Right.
They don't like her there.
I forget, does Teldore? Because that's where she's from.
Yeah, Tal'Dore's fine. Tal'Dore's
okay.
Yeah,
fine. I'm
Tal'Dore is
pretty sure.
pretty open.
Because even if they weren't, like, her mom still would have worshipped her, but
is very
it would
based.
have been
Because
a lot more secret.
because the Moonweaver was part of the prime deities that fought the betrayer gods in the both for and fought the primordials in the founding as well. Mortal.
Moonweaver
But what you're
come in
thinking of?
clutch.
Okay, during the Age of Arcana, mortal followers of Sehanine and Melora forged the weapon known as Duethvar. So she's worked with Melora before on this project,
okay.
but it was a one-time deal, I think. Because that was a weapon to help protect Exandria. So that's her connection to Melora, I guess.
There you go.
Lore,
But yeah,
friends.
so I basically relay
Yeah.
that knowledge
I'm just
in her
like,
Neri
why
way.
would Elixian? Why would he pray to like two different deities at once? It seems a bit
Well, if he doesn't
odd.
follow either of them, I mean, maybe he has no particular attachment.
Just shooting a prayer to any god that he could think of, just as like please help me out and I'll convert myself kind of thing.
Hoping somebody
Maybe,
would
or
listen.
Maybe it has
Maybe.
something to do with the fact that what did Elder Ashrae call this? He said it's the amulet of three prayers, the jewel of three prayers. Maybe that's
True.
two of
That's
the
only
three.
Two. That's only. Wait. Ooh, I just had like a Jimmy Neutron brain blast. Unlocking. Didn't we have a vision of like three hands on set?
Specifically, Neri
Yeah.
did. Just
Right?
Neri saw that
Yeah,
in
just
her
Neri saw
dream.
Did that
that.
get relayed to us, or am I metagaming the fuck out of this right now?
Neri has, unless you decide otherwise, she has not.
I
relayed
have no
that to you.
reason not to have told you. So, I mean, we could retcon that I told you guys in the morning over breakfast.
I mean, if you didn't, you didn't. That's
But-
fine too.
Or do it right now. That's the point. Right
Keep us
now,
up
while
now.
you're traveling.
But I could also say it right now because,
Yeah.
you know,
So, hey, by
we're-
the way,
yeah, BT dubs.
hey, also, Cord is also worship of Cord is also banned in the Dwendalian Empire.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so.
So you guys had to be on
Rebel.
the DL in there. You were.
Yeah, if we go that way, we're gonna.
Which could also be why Neri was drawn to you two as well, because you had that in common of we all got to keep our deities on the down low. Because
Yeah.
you
Right.
met in the Dwendalian Empire, so.
Yeah.
Makes
All right.
sense.
Anyway, so it's like Fury is now aware of the whole like three hand thing.
Yes,
Mhm,
yes.
yeah. Because I think I would have wanted to say something when he said something about the 3 prayers thing, but
Yeah.
if I
And
wouldn't
it could
have been able
also
to
it also
interject,
sounded
then-
kind of familiar because it was different from you. But again, Elder Usher's vision was many hands trying to grasp for this jewel
Right.
and one hand coming up with it, and it was this human man with the brown hair. Whereas your vision was 3 hands, only 3 specifically, and not so much grabbing, like trying to get it, but like laying on top of it, like when you do the hands in before, like
very
the break
specific
in like
hands.
sports game.
Very specific hands. Right?
Yes,
Like,
one hand you felt was the Moonweaver because it glowed with like moonlight. One hand was like a golden feminine hand, like with like a gold tint to her skin. And I believe the other one I said was like it was like a non-binary fae hand. I described it. No,
If this golden one is who I think it is, I'm calling
Was-
Koiba.
Had you said that the golden one, that was where the Changebringer came in, right? You had said that I had heard about the Changebringer being depicted as being gold or something like that.
And now Cole can have just confirmed to you when he was talking about her emblem being worn in Vasselheim. It is often her image on a gold coin and a gold emblem.
Right. Okay.
I gotta hide my
Right.
lightning bolts.
So 3 hands, 3 prayers. I'm way too dumb to pretend to understand any of this, but it's interesting, no?
Definitely.
We gonna
Hopefully the
die?
3rd one isn't
I hope
someone
not.
bad. Well, if you have the
Is this a suicide
Moonweaver's
mission?
symbol on you, I think you'll be safe.
We'll be
I mean-
safe by association.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right?
You've got the medal that I gave you this morning. You'll be fine.
That is true and very helpful. Oh, also, I don't know. Just like this necklace, it's doing something to me. You know, I feel and I'll start like stretching and like.
Yeah,
just
for those-
feel
for-
myself. you
Yeah,
know?
so we said kind of in character, tried to describe what it does, but for the audience watching their benefit and for the rest of out of character, Dutch, while being attuned to this jewel, now has +1 AC. He can just create light in a certain radius from himself, and the jewel has 3 charges that recharge every day at dawn, and he can use the charge to cast the invisibility spell.
Yeah, I can make motherfuckers invisible.
Yeah.
You want to see something that I can also do now?
Sure.
Very cool. It's very cool. It's very cool.
Sure.
Now you see me. I'll like put my hand on my necklace. No, you don't. Phew, casting
Poof.
spell to myself.
Well, you-
Oh my god!
Hey, but you asked if we wanted to see something cool, and now we can't see you.
I'll like I'll get behind Cole and just like flick his ear.
Ah!
Shut up.
Is that technically an attack?
No.
Yeah. Roll
Suddenly
attack.
I mean, I'll
Breaks
drop invisibility.
Go ahead and roll attack.
So note you have
something
you have 2 charges
couldn't do
left on the
before.
jewel now.
Yeah,
Gotta keep
that's something I
track.
couldn't do before. That's pretty cool, right?
Is that something you can do on anyone or just on himself?
I
Anyone.
can cast a spell, so I can target
Oh.
anyone with it.
He can make others
See?
invisible.
What you should have done was said, "Hey, do you want to see something cool?" and then put your hand on someone and made them invisible.
Ah.
That would have
Ooh.
been cooler. Fuck.
You could have made me disappear.
No, why would I want that? You know, you're all kind of fun to be around, right? Bit of a.
I
you know,
think so.
very colorful personalities, but you know, it's good, especially in fucking shithole that we're about to go to.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting there.
So, what do you know about this place?
So yeah, there's a lot of demon activity and stuff, and it's so there's this group. Kind of forgot their name, but my mentor
Wait,
was
before you go on a 20-minute tangent, when you say demon activity, do you mean like, you know, like me, tieflings, or do you mean demons?
more
You know,
more like
demons, like proper monsters, fucking ugly.
yeah, more like that. More like
Oh.
yeah, that's why
Like
there's so many
undead?
parts. Yes, yeah, it's pretty bad there. Yeah, kind
Alright,
of dangerous.
Carry on. That
Okay.
was all I wanted
So
to know.
yeah,
Carry on
my-
your deep tangents. Go for it.
My mentor, well, it's not my mentor anymore, but he used to be my mentor back in the day. He was actually in contact with some people who were there. They I don't know what it was about, but they had talks.
And you heard him talking about how he specifically hoped he never had to go there. He was always trying to foist that work off on other people because it's the farthest thing from a tourist destination.
Right. Yeah, he really didn't like that place. He did not want to go there at all. Pretty rough, yeah.
Well, I
Like, you
guess
went
that
there?
makes it all
We'll
the
be
more
fine.
exciting that we're going.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We're great.
Maybe we
do
can
this.
liven up
We
the
survived
place.
sharks.
This is the exact kind of stuff I'm supposed to be doing over here.
Oh, there you go. So just he went, right? Your mentor, he went.
No,
to the,
not
went to the
that
place?
you know
No.
of.
Oh, okay.
No, as far as I know, no. We tried to get other people to go there instead of him because he
Yeah,
did
just
not
wanted to
like
make
that
sure
place.
that if he did, did he come back? You know what I mean? Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no, he didn't go. So,
Have you
yeah,
heard back from him?
No. I haven't heard from him in a while. No, yeah, no.
You have a falling out.
Yeah.
And we are going to the same place.
Yes.
And you haven't heard from him since.
Well, he
No,
never
but he didn't go
never
there.
went.
So it's not like
He kept pawning it off on other people.
Yeah, like he sent other people. He
Did they come back?
didn't really.
Did they come back?
That's a good question.
Did
come
they
back?
come back?
Did they come back?
They come back?
Have we heard from them since?
Did they returned?
Did they come back?
Laura?
Oh.
You're muted?
I mean, again, you weren't privy to all the networks. These are just like snippets that you would hear.
Right.
Like occasionally of him talking about it'd be things like still trying to get in with those like fucking scholars in Bazozan and stuff like that. Like it was you knew enough that it was a point of interest, specifically because he was trying to get in good with or get on the good side of or just infiltrate a group of academics there. You heard the name Allegiance of Allsight, and then you just heard talk about it being a scary place. So you don't know necessarily too detailed about his plans or who he was sending and who on what timeline or anything like that.
Right. Yeah, he's trying to get into contact with a group of scholars or something insight or something. I can't remember exactly. It's weird. But yeah, no, I don't know if people came back from it. It's a rough place. He really didn't like it. So yeah.
I guess we'll find out.
Neri,
Would there be?
Yeah.
Neri, you can make a history check when he says scholar something insight.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, I get advantage on that too.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
Natural 20 for a 22.
Okay, you think, all right, I mean, that's not the same name, but scholars and like the site, you think he's mixing up the name, but you think he's referring to the Allegiance of Allsight, and you know that because from your time spent in Ankarel, they were one of the foremost academic institutions. They had like basically their own equivalent of like a university there. They had a whole bunch of, they had a strong presence in Ankarel. So you think that's what he means when he's saying this.
Do you mean the Allegiance of Allsight? Maybe.
No. Yes. No. Yes. Maybe.
Probably. That's what it sounds like.
How sure are you of that answer?
Insight check. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God. I mean, I'm just not great with names. It might have been.
And you're our guide.
Oh no.
I mean, I know how to get to places. I just
let us down yet.
Remember names.
Yeah, so like
It would
we
make
get to a
sense.
city,
I mean,
we
they
hire
are
a guide or a guide.
They're
He
the
fucking
academic
leads us to all the
types,
shitty
so-
parts of town. We get stabbed. Oh, like, great guide, man. Yeah, you knew where we were going. Good job.
He's our guide, not our bodyguard.
No, that's what I'm saying,
exactly.
If the guide doesn't know,
If
what people
anyone's
to
our
avoid,
bodyguard, it's probably you, Fury.
Hey.
Yeah, it would be you, Fury.
I just gotta
Don't get bit by any sharks,
flex my
okay?
muscles.
Full reach up and squeeze the muscles.
Like,
Can't squeeze these. They're fucking tight, motherfucker. Oh, God.
He's flexing, casually flexing for the group.
We're just strolling
No.
along this road, and
I'll go ahead
Fury's
and-
over here, just.
With my 16 strength.
All right.
A flex off.
Wait, you have
So-
16 strength?
Yeah.
What the fuck? You're stronger than me.
I love that even more that
Well.
you're showing off, and meanwhile Cole's like, I mean, but like, yeah.
Nobody has to know.
Cole's our secret weapon.
Exactly.
Never see it
No one
coming.
ever expects him.
My armor's all shiny and it's not dented or scratched at all.
Yeah, you've seen no battle.
No real action whatsoever.
But he's
Okay,
eager.
so-
And then
He's ready.
kadoosh!
Didn't you also get hit by rocks as well?
Hmm?
Didn't you also get hit by rocks as well?
Oh yeah.
Did I also? Yeah, I also got a rock on my head.
Yeah, I
right,
think
at some point.
there was only one person who.
It was a bad day, man. It was a bad day at the office.
Yeah,
I'll be
the
honest.
only one who saved from the landslide was Enna, and it was because we then flavored it. Her little seal pushed her out of the way. Got her out of there in time.
Who then shortly died thereafter.
I know, he took the blood for you.
Sacrificed itself for you.
Yeah, that whole like excursion just wasn't Fury's best. You know,
I don't think it was any of our best.
quests.
Not
really.
every day
Yeah.
can be our best day, but that's okay because you only have to live that day once. You get to live a whole new one next day.
You're so
That's-
wise, Cole.
That's so inspiring.
Very
yeah, you're right.
profound.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's really nice.
Cole, you
Right.
get Than, you get you can mark you have DM inspiration to use
Hey,
at a
nice.
later date.
Nice.
Nice.
It's just something my teacher used to tell me.
Aw.
Yes, I mean, it's
Oh.
true, you know.
You had a wonderful teacher then.
Yeah, he's really good.
So, speaking of you, Cole, what's the deal with you and the blue lady?
Did she say something?
She's pretty
Well,
cute,
just,
isn't
you know,
she?
every time
She
you
was
were in
very
the same
pretty,
room
wasn't she?
as her, you were started to
Was-
drool and you were staring
Oh.
at her. You know, just
I
very
didn't
obvious.
drool, did I? Oh no.
No, not you know.
Oh,
Do you
not
remember much of
figurative,
that night?
but-
well, she's
You
just
know.
pretty. That's all. It's fine.
Is it really all? I don't know. Seems like there's just something more there.
You know, you wouldn't mind running into it again. down
Oh
the
no,
road.
I wouldn't know what to say, but yeah.
Reminder
Be fine.
for chat. That's this blue lady. That's
She's
what
very
we're talking
pretty.
about.
Okay.
Totally not Jester and Ford daughter.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, in canon, she's not. She's a water Ganassi born to
Yeah.
orc parents.
Well, but-
so.
Looks like she could be
Jester
though.
was
But
part
oh,
of
visually, 100%,
Definitely.
she looks like the Jester Ford love child.
So-
Jester was
how
part
about-
Water Genasi. Her dad was Water Genasi.
Yeah.
How about Cole? You know,
Yeah.
we have 12 days, right? How
It's a long
we
time.
all collaboratively, you know, we can give you some advice,
No,
and
I-
we'll basically, you know, instead of being a wing man, we'll just be your wing group.
I'll just
I-
make sure that every day you have bardic inspiration so that whenever you talk to her, whenever you run into her,
But-
you can be really charming.
I'm never gonna run into her again. It's fine.
You never know.
I mean,
It's fine.
It could
if-
happen.
what something that you know, my friends always used to tell me is, you know, in my line of work, there's very little people you get to know outside of them. But you know, once you find someone that is worth getting to know outside of it, you know, go the extra mile, pay a visit, you know, go back to Jigao in your case, and just, you know, see what's up.
Did she
Look at that
catch your
button.
eye? He's trying to change the subject.
I've never seen mountains that big before. I'm kidding. I really have.
I've
I
seen
mean,
bigger.
if you don't want any advice or help, it's fine too, Cole. Well, I'm just offering.
Okay,
it
but
in
like
case-
maybe, but like not right now. It's weird.
Okay, that's okay.
He's like, I
Just,
just
you know,
met you guys.
I'm not gonna ask again, but if you want some advice or, you know, you can talk to us. We'll help you out.
Cool.
Does Fury have a way with the ladies? Like, it sure seems like it.
I doubt it.
Fury, just roll a straight charisma check for me.
Here's me.
Just roll a straight charisma check for me.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck.
You know I'm just
Digital
messing
dice.
with you, Fury.
Boop.
Uh-oh.
He clears his throat.
You rolled a 6.
Oh,
All right.
pat him on the back.
As Neri
It's
says
okay.
that, and you're like, "Oh, it's a funny joke," but then you do a quick like double take, and you're like, "I mean,
Single
a joke
tier-
that's
single
accurate
tier.
though."
Single tier. Listen, it's not always about you know. Go fuck yourself.
I've gotten more important things to deal with anyway. So
Bless his heart.
Well, yeah. Anyway.
We love you.
So, Orion, any special, person in your life?
No,
He's just going
no.
down the line of everyone's love lives.
Yeah, I gotta make sure who I can target and who I can't target. You know what I mean?
Oh. Oh.
Okay.
I see.
Oh,
I
yeah,
see.
this door is closed, my friend. Sorry.
No, there's not really anyone in my anything like that, I guess, in my life. No, not really. I've just been very busy with guiding people and everything.
As you
and,
say that, you get a very indignant look and a squeak from Fred around your neck. He looks
Oh.
offended.
Aw.
Except except Fred, of course. He's
How
of
dare
course.
you?
in that sense, but not in that sense.
Oh wait, is that? Oh, right. So it's not like you and Fred are just friends, right? It's not like a.
You!
Oh, what are you trying to
listen, man,
insinuate, Fury?
I've seen some crazy things.
I mean,
There's a lot of people,
No.
different strokes for different folks, as they
well,
say,
I-
right?
Oh no.
There's certain strokes that are not for any folks.
True.
I'm just saying, man.
There shouldn't be.
How
at least.
dare?
It's a thing in certain areas, all right? Like, I'm not a
Yeah,
big
no,
fan
that's not
either,
my
right?
thing.
But
Warn me
don't
if
get
we go to
wrong.
one of those areas, please.
I mean, he's a guy; he'll probably know.
I'm not familiar with those kinds of no.
Right.
And no, it's Fred is it's just my pet, you know. Like, have you do you not have any pets? Have you never had any pets?
No,
I had a
not
bear
really.
once. Well, not.
You had a
You
bear.
had a
Ooh.
I
You had a
didn't really
bear?
have a bear. I saved a
You have a bear?
and he. I hope he's. I did. He was the one animal I befriended that I also named, but he still
What'd you
lives
name
in the
him?
woods. I hope.
What's his
Bears are
name?
lovely companions.
I named him Misha.
That's a
Misha?
beautiful
Oh.
name.
Oh,
He-
my inner WoW nerd is fucking.
Yeah,
thriving.
same.
Yeah.
I'm thriving.
I found him in Taldore and I rescued him from a group of hunters. He was just a cub at the time, so
Oh, the poor thing.
Oh, that's cute.
yeah. But no, we didn't. Of course, we couldn't keep a bear, but
They do
hopefully
take up a
he's
lot of
just out
space.
there.
I
Seems like a bit of
mean,
a hassle.
someone should tell Exalia that because she don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, it's having
They
they're
had a
cute, but
Pokeball
they're-
for it.
animals like that, like bears and like shit, like lions and that sort of thing. They're cute when they're small, but when they grow very big, that's when it becomes a problem.
Mhm.
I don't see any problems. They're fun.
I don't see a
They're-
problem with that.
Yeah.
Well,
Not
see,
at all.
I just got my throat almost torn out by a big shark, so I just not really in the kind of like big animal mood right now. Okay, and bears get big, lions
That's
get
fair.
big. It's a problem.
I had a horse.
How
back there.
what's your opinion on tigers? You don't like lions? You don't like bears? Do you like tigers?
Well, I'm not saying I don't like them.
What's a-
I just
what's a
I like
tiger?
them and I appreciate them from a distance
They're beautiful.
because I don't
One
like
day I'll
killing
introduce you
them.
to
I don't
to
like
some
killing
lovely
them
animals.
because they're cute and pretty, right? So I don't want to hurt them, but I also don't
Are
want to
tigers
get
cute and
attacked.
pretty?
Of
Anna,
course to
can
hurt
you
them,
make your
so I
can you
keep my
make your seal
distance.
into a tiger,
I could if I want, yes.
baby?
Would you like to do that, Fury? I can bring Ember out and we can introduce you to different types of animals.
That's fine because I know if it's your friend or whatever, it's. I'm assuming it's tame. It won't do anything, so I'll be comfortable.
Sure.
It's just unless I piss you off, I guess.
We're
it's
safe to
just-
pet Ember because we're tieflings.
I like animals. Don't like hurting animals. So when it comes to like these big, strong animals, I'd rather keep my distance so I don't get in a situation where I'm forced to hurt or kill them.
Okay.
I mean, you got. pretty
I'll keep
close
an
to
eye out for
shark.
you then.
Was that the Orion?
You got pretty close to the shark, and that was a pretty big animal.
Yeah.
Bit cozy.
You remember what happened? I almost
You got
died
a little
twice.
too close to it.
Yeah,
I
but
almost
now
died
you have
twice.
you have this amulet now. You got the one that I gave you, so you'll be fine now.
That's crazy how I didn't have that when it happened and I almost died twice. That's wild.
Details.
But hey, you're back. You're fine.
Wish I wasn't.
You wish that you weren't fine? We can change
my
that if you
gosh.
want to.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm fine. I'm fine, guys. Don't worry about it.
Are you
It's just
though? I mean,
my
those
ego
thumbs
is
are
hurt.
kinda-
Okay, my fucking ego is hurt.
Well, I don't foresee us interacting with any sharks anytime soon. I haven't
Same.
heard of
London's
land
already
sharks
good.
before.
Gestures vaguely at deserts.
Like, yeah, sharks don't really exist on land, so I think you're
Don't say
okay.
that. Why would you say
Are
that?
they though? I heard the story once, right?
You just
So,
jinxed it. There's gonna be somehow there's
I
gonna be a
mean,
shark in the middle of the like. It's gonna be like a
I
shark
heard-
with like
I
human
heard the
legs.
story.
Sorry?
I heard the story of land sharks, and they were very
I'm
dangerous.
fucking off. I'm
I
fucking
don't-
off.
I don't
I'm
know.
fucking walking.
Well,
I'm
that's
just
the
like,
first I've
I'm
never heard
picking
of
up
that
pace. I'm
before.
like, la la la, fingers in the ears, la 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 la. I'm walking.
Mhm.
Don't want to know.
Like, la 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 la.
Don't want to know.
Love it.
We just have to worry about
I-
like giant scorpions and stuff like that.
Ooh.
Oh no.
I don't think I've ever seen one of those before.
Do I?
I really
or
don't
do
want
I know
to.
of any like creatures that would live in that area?
In the
Any
desert you're
creatures?
walking through?
Yeah.
Or
I'm flipping
desert's
through
not
my field guide.
desert's not quite the right term. Like the term uses something more like badlands or waste. Like there is sparse vegetation. It's not like sand
Ooh.
and just heat, but it's very desolate. Like the ground seems to be fairly dry and cracked in places. Like what vegetation does grow is the kind that's like very hardy and like needs very little water and has developed ways to hold on to it. Like it still occasionally will rain. It's still occasionally it's like a step
it's
one
arid?
step from a desert kind of thing. Like, you know.
Any cacti?
Okay. Okay.
But
Yeah.
any
As far as
animals and stuff
wildlife,
on that
you know of, because like you saw that the person Elder Ashrae mentioned like tame moorbounders. You know, wild moorbounders do exist. Like this is their habitat where they are from. You know,
What's a
More
moorbounder?
boundaries again?
moorbounders.
Oh, they're so cool.
are pretty dope.
They're dope.
Hold up.
Oh, is that what they used in campaign 2?
Yep.
Yeah, it's what they rode on
Right.
in campaign
The
2.
fan art was
They're
amazing.
like saber-toothed panthers, like but with short
Oh my
tails.
God,
They look
cool.
sick.
Don't they
What
have
the
like
fuck?
wild eyes?
Yeah, they have like the bug eyes. They're like
Big,
their
big
face.
They have like goat eyes.
Yeah, their face gives like pug energy in terms of just
Oh,
the wild
shit.
expression, but in no other way. They're not like they have a
Those are
That's
yeah.
sick.
Imagine a large
Yeah.
black panther, but with tusks like saber-toothed tiger, like teeth tusk things, and no rather than a long like cat tail, they have a short stubby like dog's tail and very muscly, like pure
Oh
corded
my
muscle.
god, I just found some
Ooh.
art of
Damn.
like a baby. Oh.
Yeah, me too. Oh my gosh.
Also, hey guys, I'm so cool. I've completely forgot to play any music or ambient sound this whole time because
Oh,
I'm so
no.
cool.
Nice.
So
But our role
sorry,
playing-
Wow.
listeners.
All that music from tabletop.
I know
People.
there was music from tabletop audio in the beginning, just not
Oh.
now. Here, let me go ahead and add some of that in. I'm sorry, fam. I'm the worst. Judge away.
Jeez.
Anyway,
I think my dog needs to go out, but these are Bluetooth, so I'll still be with you.
cool. That's what
to an
I was gonna
extent.
say. Unless there's anything else, you guys can like you eventually will come to a point you need to make camp for the night, and you can continue this conversation. But I'd say now you're doing it like
Okay.
and mark off one set of rations unless you want to try and find some other source of food.
Hell
Bought
no.
rations for a reason.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
What the fuck am I gonna
everyone,
find in a desert, bro.
everyone just go ahead and mark off a set of rations as you make camp for the night, and that is your first day behind you. Again, it was
11 to
pretty
go.
pretty peaceful. Yep, 11 to go. And now I'm gonna have what throughout your travels, I'll just be asking everyone will get at least one chance to do some rolls for me that I get to know what they are and you don't. So we'll start
Okay.
with Orion, Mr. Guide. Can you roll a
Hell yeah.
D8 for me, please?
Oh, I was about to roll D20.
No,
D8.
a D8, sir.
Got a 12.
D8. A natural 20.
That's-
What?
D8? Wow.
Ooh. Well, this is gonna be interesting. That's a 1.
Ooh.
That's a
Ooh.
1. Okay.
Could
we
either be
don't know whether
really
it's
good
good
or
or
really
bad.
bad.
Land sharks jump out of the
Yeah.
sand.
Land sharks! Okay.
What are they fucking? They're
No.
called bullets, right?
Bullets, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
it's okay.
So as you're traveling,
Badass.
your morning goes by pretty uneventful, just like yesterday. You're getting to know each other, and as you hit like noonish, off the road ahead, actually, while you were back to talking about what wildlife you could potentially see, you see in the distance the corpse of a creature that is obviously has met its end, not having a good time. But it's strange. This corpse seems to have like wisps of shadows like rolling or emanating off it. Like they seem like a gas at times, other times almost more like an oily liquid just curling off in occasional
Ew.
gentle curls.
How close to us?
Aw, you made me eat.
Yeah, you guys made me ink. Well, I will tell you. Hold on.
Do I like recognize what kind of animal it is?
You can now check your map and you can see what you come across.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Big
So
baby.
loaded for me.
You said there's smoke wisping off of this thing?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, this is a
It's not
big
big. It's
boy.
a large.
Do I? What?
I don't
Have
Is that
I
a
seen
small
such a
dragon?
thing before?
It is, I'll say Orion make
I don't see
a...
the map. Hang on, let me.
You
let
can't
me-
see it.
Oh no.
Refresh that
no.
beer. No, that happened to me last time. Just refresh it and you should be fine.
Yeah.
You know, I was a part of like this group of badass mercenaries that took up bounties and shit like that. Have I ever seen a creature along, you know, that
that's
looks
a check.
vaguely similar?
I'll say Orion, you can roll a nature check with advantage, and Fury, you can just roll a straight nature check.
Straight nature
That's not
check,
bad.
you say, yeah?
And so this,
Dude.
you also see just like tons of broken arrow
God.
shafts sticking out of this creature. So it was killed by
Aw.
humanoids.
Oh.
I'm flipping
Not-
through my field guide, but I don't think there's anything in there about this.
I roll a 9, so I don't know anything.
No.
Nature. That is a 16 for me.
So you know this is a creature called a Gloom Stalker, and it is native to Shorehas. They look
it's
like
a-
basically think shadow dragon, small for a dragon, but not bigger than you, but small little shadowed lizard dragon thing. That's what it is.
So it's a Gloom Stalker. They're native to Jorhas, and yeah, it's kind of like a dragon kind of.
Or no, sorry, they're native to the Shadowfell, but they make their
Native
way
to
to
the Shadowfell,
Shorehas.
sorry.
This is some Raven
And
Queen
they make
shit,
their
dude.
way to Jorhas.
Huh.
Kinda
And
cute.
Meanwhile,
Definitely dead.
I still cannot see it.
Yeah. Well, is it even because it's giving off
still
the
very close.
it's giving off these like wisps of shadows, right? Like it's still very hard. Like you have to almost like take time to focus on it to even make out the shape of its corpse. And Orion, usually when you look at them, other than just a sense of like wings and a tail, like winged shadow is the best way to describe them. Just like of an absence of light. And now that it's dead, it's like that's taking a long time to fade, hence like the wisps curling off it. It still very much seems to almost absorb light as you look at it. But its form is slowly becoming more revealed.
Quick question.
Yes.
It is
Do I
dead,
know-
right?
You can make a investigation or a medicine check if you want to know for sure, but it appears dead.
But do I?
You said medicine or into investigation?
Yes.
I'll do a
Do
medicine
I
check.
know anything about like if they normally are very hostile or anything?
Yes,
Like
they are normally very hostile. They are not friendly.
that? They're very very hostile, so we might want to be cautious.
Do you just kind of live here? Like, is this-
22
Nice.
22.
I mean,
Is this
they
normal?
are.
medicine.
normal?
22 medicine.
So you go up to it. It is definitely dead. Can confirm. And is confident about that. You also see it has... So on top of the arrow shafts sticking out of it, it has a pretty serious burn along its underside, on its stomach. So it suggests it was likely there was some magic or like fire or radiant damage along with the archers. So this seems like a concerted humanoid effort to bring this thing down.
And
I'm
Anna
looking
was the-
around everywhere to see if I see any others.
Anna, you had told us when
Cole-
you noticed the other group leave, right?
Yes.
Cole, you can make a survival check for me. And anyone else, if you're looking around for others as well, you can make a survival
Yeah,
check.
look, see.
Sure, I have proficiency in it.
For other more
Well, just
What's
if you're
it, or
examining
for
the
other people?
area, feel free. Like Cole's doing it, it's survival because he's looking to see if there are other like tracks or signs of
so-
other creatures.
Oh, I'll go
Doing
ahead
all
and do
these
that.
checks.
Yeah,
Something
specifically
done
like
not
any of these
done
flying
before.
around in the sky and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Could I check out?
24,
Sorry,
24.
you
for
got 24.
checking
okay.
with Cole. Yeah.
I got 18.
Okay.
19 for me.
Okay.
But I'm checking around the body. Like
Yeah.
I'm trying to inspect around the body
Okay,
itself.
around the body, again, just more of the same. You don't see anything else of interest other than evidence of how it was killed. And I'll say you also get the sense this was killed probably like a day ago. It's not like brand new, but it's also not clearly it's still hasn't fully even the shadows haven't fully dissipated yet, so it's fresh-ish. Like 12 to 24 hours dead, you would guess. Cole and Neri, you don't find any other Gloom Stalkers floating around, but you do find a set of footprints leading away towards that upper corner. Like, if you guys are, say, you're probably around the Gloom Stalker's tail right now, you find a set of footprints heading towards, like, that northwest corner where it looks like there's, like, some stunted trees. And then, if you... do you like to follow the footprints?
If Cole starts to follow them, I'll go with him, and I imagine
I'll
vice
tag
versa.
along.
Alright.
Might as well, yeah.
Alright, when you get there, you don't... The footprints seem to stop at the base of a tree, almost as if someone kind of, like, went to sit down and just, like, take a breather. Maybe they were fighting the creature. Maybe they were hiding from the creature. But you do see something reflecting in the sunlight at the base of the tree. And you find a small silver ring with one sapphire on the ring. Cole, I'll say you find it. And, yeah, you find this small silver ring and evidence that somebody had been here and that someone must be the one who dropped it.
Alright. Are these things, like, do they, are they meant to be here? Do they live here? Is this, like, the natural habitat?
It's not the natural habitat, right, Laura?
No, they are native to and spawn in the Shadowfell, but sometimes they find their way here. And how, again, through... I think it's through the, again, the weird demonic and, like, planar energy of Bazzoxan and the mountains and the betrayers rise around it, that creatures from other planes occasionally, like, leak out and find their way to Shorehas through those gates. So this
That's
presumably...
so fucking cool, actually, dude.
Yeah. So this is a creature not native to here, but also not unfamiliar. Like, the Aurora Watch know this is something that they could find, but it's not, like, common. And it's not natural.
So remember that yesterday I mentioned that there's, like, a lot of demonic stuff happening in this area, right? So, yeah, this is kind of like one of the side effects, I guess. It's possible for these creatures to kind of drop in from Shadowfell.
Just say hi, kill some innocent people, fuck off.
Yeah, kinda.
Nice.
So yeah, they're not really native to this place, but they happen to be here every now and then.
Keep your eyes out, I suppose, on our travels. Make sure that we don't get caught off guard by one of these.
Orion.
Yeah.
You know how to tell if something's magical, right?
Yeah, I can do that. It would take me some time, but I can check magic items and see what they are about.
We can do it later. That's fine.
I can.
What?
I'm loaded with confidence in your abilities.
Says the naive character.
Yeah.
Alright.
We'll take a look at it later when we set up camp.
All right.
So,
Sounds
In that
good.
case, if you guys hit the
Keep on
road again,
wandering.
and you can see even from the map suggests there is, like, a road, because you are following a road. You are not, like, bushwhacking or Orion. Like, you are still... Like, Orion as a guide is more to make sure... Like, occasionally the road gets, like, partially obscured, or it's, like, fallen into... It's clearly not well... It's well used, but not well maintained, so sometimes it's, like, there'll be whole chunks of it where it kind of, like, the bricks and stuff fade away, and you need Orion to make sure you stay on it, but for the most part, there's a relatively visible road you're following, and Orion's there when it gets tricky, and to be your source of information and stuff like that, and you can see the map suggests where those, like, that kind of bricky stone pattern is. That's, like, when the road's in good condition, that's what it looks like that you're following. This road called the Emerald Loop. And the rest of the day passes by without any trouble. You don't spot any more of these, very happily to your relief. And you go ahead and make camp for the night. So unless you want to try and find a different food source in this area, you have the evening to do with what you will around your campfire.
All right,
Here go.
I'll ritually cast Identify. That doesn't cost me a spell slot, does it?
Nope.
Not if it's
Not
ritual.
if it's a ritual cast.
Yeah.
But
So,
I mean,
yeah, I'll cast
Till the end of the day,
Identify.
though.
Identify only tells you if it's magical. Can you read me the?
Identify
choose-
will tell you what it is. Like,
Everything.
Does it
You
tell
choose
you
one
like
object that
cost?
you must
And...
touch.
I don't
choose
think
one
it'll tell you
object that you must
cost.
I think
touch
it just
throughout
tells
the
you
casting
the.
of the spell. If it is a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use and how many charges
Okay.
it has, if any. Learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the
Okay.
item was created by a spell, you learn which
Okay.
spell created it.
So you cast Identify. It is definitely not magical. It is just a simple but well-crafted silver ring with a sapphire. The gem is real. While you're doing Identify, though, make a history check for me.
History. Ooh, that's not great.
Histoire.
9.
It feels familiar. It's not magical, but you feel like you've seen someone wearing this semi-recently, but you can't remember who. But you feel like you saw someone wearing a similar ring. It's annoying.
Yeah,
It's gonna bother you.
It's not magical, but it seems familiar. I don't know where I've seen it, but it was
Oh, we're
recent.
gonna
I think.
run into those fuckers again, dude. That fucking group, 100%.
Do you think so?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I would like to take out my shield,
Mm-hmm.
put it on my lap, and then I grab my hammer and a piton.
Yep.
And my shield has like some like runes kind of like carved in it, same as my along the blade of my sword, and I do that myself, and it's not very refined, but it'll do. And I'll just start chipping away at the shield, and I'm putting well, it's runes, but it's also like it's like vaguely giant in language. So if anyone happens to speak giant,
Hi.
no.
Hi.
Wait, no, I don't. I thought I did.
I do.
Anna does.
There you go.
Mary's
so
only got
the
infernal.
runes that you see on the shield, there's 2 of them on there already. Same runes that are carved in my horns as well. One of them. Hold on. One of them means storm, and the other one means fury, as in my name, but also fury. But the rune that I'm carving in my shield right now means just stone, just the word stone. And that's what I'll be doing, for my fireside activity.
Heads up for future reference, the spell Identify, unless you have something that negates the cost, does require a pearl worth at least 100 gold pieces. So we're going to give you a freebie on that one, but from now on, make sure to check your material components before casting a spell, if it has a cost. There you go. You had a pearl, now you don't. You used it.
Just
Pearl's
be.
on.
Neri will just be playing her lute for everyone.
What kind of song are you playing? Describe the tune.
say,
Happy,
like,
mournful, mysterious.
Just chill. Just like background music,
Elevator music.
No, not elevator music. Elevator music's not background music.
Make a performance check.
Oh.
Okay. We'll see how this goes. We just have to roll okay. Oh, well, fuck. Natural 1.
Oh, so Neri's trying to play like relaxing background music, and it's not bad. Like your playing isn't bad, but you kind of miss the vibe, and it does turn more to like that really annoying hold or elevator music. And eventually, she's going, and you're all in your head thinking, you know what? Like I wouldn't hate if she stopped right now. Like that's
Oh,
it's
no.
getting old.
It's like, I'm gonna go over here.
There's very
I'm
few
the-
things as perfect as a bard rolling a natural 1 on a performance check. It's
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know.
Wow,
Great.
chef's kiss.
I'm just playing fetch, but like a pebble with Fred.
Oh,
Cute.
doable. Yeah, so I'll be chipping at my shield, and then when it's done, I'll just like do the old like blow on it, and then I'll just put it back where it was.
Alrighty. Anything else anyone would like to do at your camp for the night? Or ready to...
Is there any animals? Like, do I hear anything at night, or is it just like silent?
Make a nature
Fred.
check for me. Or a perception check, your choice.
I will do perception. 16.
16.
Mhm.
There is. Actually, hold on. Let me see. We're not really in that part of this area. Not so much. You see there's like occasionally like kind of like desert mice. Like there are some very very scant, very lean looking like mice that sometimes run by. But most and I think maybe once you might see like a desert hare, because there are some like hares and rabbits that live in desert that like run by, but it's pretty scarce. And it's also, in fact, eerily not quite silent because there's like a light breeze and you can hear some of the very sparse plant life occasionally. And you occasionally hear the sounds of much larger creatures, but far away, not enough that you're worried that you're at risk of any of them coming upon you in the night. But like enough that you can tell that there are larger and definitely bigger threats still out, and maybe that's why you're not seeing many of the little animals, because they all know.
Yeah, I was just wondering if I should like put out a hunting trap for to try and catch food for the group.
You can,
like a
by all
rabbit or
means,
something
if you want.
Maybe one of these nights, I'll prepare like a nice rabbit stew or something.
Right now, you feel like
Oh my God,
the
yes.
vibe of the Gloom Stalker's corpse being around seems to be putting off a lot of what potentially more benign animals might be around, because that sense of its like wrongness and its from another place permeated pretty far.
Would
That
I be able to
plane
tell
don't
that they're from
belong
another
here.
plane? Like, do they come from another plane?
I'll say maybe because you also were the one examining the Gloom Stalker, and you recognize as someone else not from this plane, you could pick up on that energy. You don't necessarily know, because I doubt you spent much time, unless if you can give me a reason why you would have studied the Shadowfell in your time in the Fae then. But no.
I would not have.
Yeah. No, then you knew it's not from here, but you couldn't identify the plane.
Okay.
Is it like dark at this point in time?
It is,
Probably,
yeah.
right?
Other
I'm done
than
with
the
my
moon,
shield and
the
shit,
moon
yeah.
of Katha and Ruidus is there, and it's pretty cloudless. So there's pretty decent light from both the moons, because Ruidus is not full or anything, but it is in its much longer cycle. I'd say it's maybe like a half moon Ruidus compared to Katha's probably like almost full, like a waxing moon.
So we can see still.
Yeah,
like
you can see both the moons, and you can see stars in the sky. And
okay.
Cool.
Ole's the only one who doesn't have dark vision, right?
Yeah.
That's me. Lowly human here.
I will at some point probably just like when I'm done with my shield, I'll just kind of put the shield on my back and I'll just like stab my sword into the fucking like into the ground in front of me, and I'll just go cross-legged and I'll just close my eyes and do a little meditate, vibe,
Alright.
meditate about the Storm Lord and all that sort of thing. Just have a little me time. Just a little,
have a little me time.
little something light.
Should we take watch? Should we be of concern if it's in the middle of the night?
We probably want to do watches, yeah.
Probably smart.
Because
Yeah.
we're like, probably just off the road. So.
And knowing that creature was attacked with arrows and appears like magic, I would.
You
I
definitely
would
would be
nervous.
camping close to the road, because like Orion would know if you stray too far, because if you do need help, and like the Aurora Watch stick close to the road. And yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the time, Fan. We good. But yeah, so you're
I can
definitely
take
camping
watch.
close by.
Okay.
I can take first watch.
I'll take second. Then.
Alright.
That's what, 2 hours?
2
each,
hours,
right?
yeah.
I'll
Because then
like,
you can still get a long rest afterward.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I can take a watch too. Don't mind.
Same.
Alright.
Cole, you can just go to bed. Just
Yeah, he
get
needs-
some
he needs
sleep.
to
Yep.
he needs to recover from
I
his
got you
For-
next
a
time.
little
I
bit.
got you next
Yeah.
time, I promise.
You get next
Yep.
round.
So
you
you
get
work
that next
out
night.
you work out your watch schedule, and it seems all's pretty quiet on all the watches. Again, you get the sense that just the aura of that Gloom Stalker, even the other natural predators in this area, everyone's kind of laying low tonight because everyone's like even nature is like, what if there are more? And you also are keeping an eye on the sky. Never once do you see dark wings, cross over the face of Katha or Ruinous. All of your watches pass by, uneventful, peaceful. And you're very happy about that.
Real quick.
Yes.
Just quick something. On my watch, when I'm like, I know that I'm alone and nobody's like looking at me.
Yeah.
Just want to take the necklace out and I'll just try and like, just see if I can poke and prod at it.
Yeah.
Say the guy's name, sort of that sort of thing. To see if it just like provokes any sort of reaction.
Okay, roll a perception check for me. Or an arcana check.
Would you say
Perception or arcana?
Perception or arcana? God, I always do this shit that I'm bad at, man. I need to stop opting to do things that I'm bad at. I'll do an arcana
You just
check.
like to challenge
Fuck it.
yourself.
True. Boom. All my rolls been terrible. One of them's gonna be good. Yeah, 17. There we go.
All right. Prodding at it doesn't do anything. Like, you don't seem to find any, hidden secrets, anything carved into it. You can't find a way to change its form. You think ever so slightly, you feel it heat up faintly in your hand when you say the name Elixion. But it's hard to tell whether was that because the campfire sparked at the same time, like had a bit of a pop from the wood, and you're like, did I imagine that? But you're not sure. But you could almost swear that it did it when you said his name.
Okay, yeah, I'll do like the typical, huh, and then I'll continue my watch, and that's it.
Yep. All right, so for your next day, who's gone?
Oh.
Bowdy's gone. Don't worry, Bowdy, we're
Oh
almost
God,
done.
I made him invisible and instantly dropped the spell, guys. It worked. Yeah.
All right, for the next day of travel, Anna, can you roll a d8 for me?
Ooh. Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh. 2.
2?
Uh-oh.
Okay.
We're just going.
Two land sharks jump out of the dirt.
Ah! I get triggered. Fury and I get triggered.
Triggered. Okay. So your next day,
Cactus.
you're traveling, you're sticking to the road, Orion leading the way. But pretty quickly your travels get disrupted this day because you see ahead of you at one point 6 soldiers in Aurora Watch garb, and they are in heated combat with another creature you see called that looks like if a frog and a lizard like had a child that had much more sharp teeth and claws, was real scary looking, and a creature known as a Hezru, and they are locked in heated combat with it. They do not seem to see you.
How does it look like they're doing?
You don't see anyone on the ground like bleeding, dead, or unconscious, but they don't look like they're chill. Like, they definitely look like they are putting up a fight, and they are busting the butts they're working, and there are some of them that do have some light wounds. And the creature is big. The creature is a big boy.
Is he looking rough?
No, he's not.
No.
He's looking great.
Is he bloodied?
Not at all.
Oh. Ugh.
Do I know this creature?
I don't think so. There you can Google Hezru. Don't just image. Don't look at its stat block. But yeah, like,
Don't look at the screen, guys. Don't look at the screen.
What's a
it has
block?
thick thighs.
Thick.
Oh,
Oh shit.
that's the right.
3
2
C's.
C's or 3?
I didn't realize
How many C's?
my thing is not supposed to be showing you that. I don't know why it is showing you that. Oh, it's because I used the wrong Google tab. Whoops. I'm supposed to keep it locked on that one. Haha.
Oopsie doodle.
Oopsies. But yes, my bad.
How could this happen?
It's like not quite scaly skin, but it just looks like it's thick cord muscle. It's bipedal, standing on 2 legs, big claws, only 3 thick clawed fingers on each hand. It has like lots of little. Its arms almost have like like warts or like growth, little like in round shapes, but then it has spines going down from its head, short spines, but spines going down its head and its back. Flat nose to its face, yellow eyes, lots of teeth.
Oh, a very angry pug.
Yeah.
With the smush
I
nose.
just kind of unsheath my sword, take out my shield, and just look at the rest. I'm like,
Wait,
You were not
do-
about
do-
big
right?
things, right?
I mean, how would we feel if it was us fighting it and two people just walked by?
right, exactly.
Yeah,
Plus,
they
Does it look
True.
like?
All right.
Oh, are we really doing this?
yeah, of course.
I mean, there's a lot more of them and a lot more of us than there is of that thing, so I think we should be okay. It's
So
We'll be
wait. Are we attacking the big thing,
Yeah.
or
Of
are we
course.
attacking the
Attacking
No.
people?
no.
The people are.
The monster.
Yes, we're fighting the big
The big
thing
scary
that's killing the people.
teeth.
That thing.
Get my
I think it's kinda
D20
cute.
ready.
You have exquisite taste, but maybe.
Oh, maybe Enna, as you say you think it's kind of cute. All of a sudden, though, you say that and you concentrate a bit hard, you take another look at it, you feel a similar energy on this creature, like an aura that the Gloom Stalker had. So it's probably...
Oh, it's
No,
not cute.
bad
It's not
vibes.
cute. I changed my mind. It's not
a
cute.
really
It's
quick
not cute.
Alright, then...
So,
In that
doing this-
case, if you're going to help the soldiers, then we will pick up at the top of this battle with some initiative rolling next session,
Oh.
and you're gonna
Yay.
fight it. There
Let's
we
go.
Fight some big scaly motherfucker.
Fight a big scaly boy. Yeah, it's well Hezrou is the monster. If you want to look it up, purely for image, not for.
Don't look up at
one of
stats.
us.
Don't look at stats.
I wouldn't.
I don't even know what stats are.
Well, what are those? I don't know. But yeah,
There are
thanks
a bunch of
everybody.
numbers on a sheet. I have no idea.
So that was
Numbers?
our
What's
our
that?
shorter session for today. Because again, it is 3 a.m. for Dutch and Bowdy. So thanks, big props to them
Gang.
for being
Thank
willing
you,
to play so
guys.
late, so we could play D&D. Let me just check our pin messages so I can tell you when our next session is. Because we're so ahead of schedule, we've already planned it, fam.
Yo,
Yeah.
Like
the official
Yeah.
Hezrou art for 3rd edition D&D is kind of fire, bro.
So the next session will be, session 4 will be Friday, August 26th. We're doing another late night one like this. Same time. Bowdy and Dutch being champs and being willing to stay up so we can play D&D. Otherwise, we'd have had to wait like 2 months to play D&D, and that's lame.
Yeah, no one wants to do that.
Nobody wants to do that. I don't want to do that.
We'll come back next week fighting this monster thing, helping out some Aurora Watch soldiers. God, they're so hard to say. I focus so hard. I
I
focused
used
so
to say it like
hard
that,
on
too.
saying Aurora Watch that I then couldn't say
Whoa,
soldiers.
it's factual.
Yeah.
Gotta go eat.
Thanks for
I'm
hanging out.
hungry.
If you missed anything, you want to rewatch or old sessions, they will be on my YouTube. If you only caught part of this, you can catch up there. And again, follow all these wonderful people because they're also all streamers. You can type !players for their links. And shout out again to Tessa from DM's Guild for the maps. We got to see some of them. We got
Awesome
more
maps.
coming.
A legend.
Many maps. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.